allowed to
Let's
answer
go.
anything yet. So we have black children that's reading on the fourth grade reading level.
What?
So now you're saying that the kids that are reading on the fourth grade level.
Cap. You see that? He said that, and then the other black man who's speaking about coding said, yeah. And Kevin Samuel says, yeah.
That's why black boys are reading at the fourth grade level. That's why.
So we have black children that's reading on the fourth grade reading level.
If you don't get that bullshit out of my face, bitch.
What did that have to do with this man, what he just said?
Yeah. So now you're saying that the kids that are reading on the fourth grade.
This is a point that we have to address that we can't let slide anymore. And this is the main purpose of this video. Because Tommy spoke about it in this video. I addressed it in the video that he's reacting to. This is propaganda that too many people repeat. Kevin Samuels has repeated this propaganda before. Many black creators on YouTube have repeated this propaganda. No shade to Kevin Samuels. I support Kevin Samuels. But, you know, he got trapped by it, too. He got caught by the trap. It's all cap. Let's get into it. Let's break down why. Cap. You see that? He said that, and he said, yeah. They're reading at a fourth grade
reading level. So
black boys are reading at a fourth grade. Okay, so he kind of fast forwarded. Oh, but he pulled it back. Let's see what he plays. Reading level. So black boys in grade 2 are reading at the fourth grade reading level. Am I an idiot or am I missing something?
You're not, bro. He doesn't answer the question, or he doesn't. He never addresses it. And
okay, so let's get to what I actually said because he kind of fast forwarded over my point. And everybody in our communities just says, yeah, we just go with that. We allowed that propaganda to stick. It doesn't even make sense logically. Black boys are reading at a fourth grade reading level. Which black boys? Black boys in the 9th grade? Black boys in the 8th grade? How far are they behind? Black boys are reading at a fourth grade reading level. So black boys in grade 2 are reading at the fourth grade reading level? Am I an idiot or am I missing something?
Guarantee you, if you go ask him, the brother's saying, wait a minute. If black boys are reading at a fourth grade reading level, can he explain this? Like, where did he get this stat from? What does it mean? Are you saying black boys in the 6th grade are reading at a fourth grade level? 9th grade are reading at a fourth grade level? 12th grade? Because you're saying boys. So where are you talking about? What
are we talking about? Nobody ever stopped and logically thought about this. Which black boys?
Black boys are reading at a fourth grade reading level. What black boys? He could have been talking about black boys in the 4th grade.
Got him.
He could have been talking about black boys in the 2nd grade. He doesn't say it. And he can't back it up. Ask him to put together the show to back up the stat. So he's just saying things that he heard somebody else say, so he's repeating it.
Yo, Game Dreamer 58. He's pushing trades and coding since day one and never switched up. Listen, let me put me back on the big screen because I've been talking way more than Tommy's been talking. He's been pushing this since day one, right? Dame Dash has been pushing being an entrepreneur, being a owner of your own business, all that shit from day one. What has Dame Dash been doing from day one? Being an owner, being an entrepreneur, speaking that into his children. He spoke about his children being that. His children come to the forefront. His son is on growing up hip hop. What is he? An entrepreneur.
To this day.
A businessman.
To this day.
Everything Dame Dash spoke about, his son is the same.
To this
and
day.
He put his son on game. Kwame speaks all this stuff, but Kwame doesn't know anything about coding.
Stupid.
Nothing. Nothing about developing, coding, programming, the practical uses, nothing. And he's pushing, oh, the school should teach our kids this. And then we go to this tired-ass argument about, oh, black boys are reading at a 4th grade reading level, which makes no sense, and I don't even know why people just jump into that argument, because which black boys, what are we even talking about? Are black boys at 10th grade reading at a 4th grade reading level? We just take these dumbass propaganda and repeat it aggressively, and I don't understand it.
If you don't get that bullshit,
I actually looked that up because I wanted to do a video breaking down exactly where that comes from, and what I actually found out that black children, black boys and girls are underperforming on all levels in science, technology, English, and math. Underperforming on all levels. So we want to throw coding in schools instead of putting the responsibility and accountability on parents teaching their kids to give them a competitive edge when they're underperforming. This shit is stupid. And if you guys don't want to take accountability, then you're going to stay at the bottom. You're going to stay looking for this Jesus Christ Savior type of person to come and save y'all niggas. Like, makes sense, man.
Crying to me, and I'm not having
Don't get it. I don't get it.
Breakdown Friday, Joseph Ward, Professor Carl Tone Jones, Patrick Irvin here. We are here to talk about and break down and put some critical thinking to, can black boys read? Is it a reading issue with just black boys, or is it a reading issue with black children? Period. What's going on in the school systems? What's going on in the homes? What's going on in the communities? Are black children underperforming? And if they are, who are they? What does it mean that black children are underperforming? There was a lot going on in this video. Yeah. I'm focusing on the I'm focusing on the reading statistics and stuff. I mean, because if you wanted to nitpick, I mean, Kwame Brown, I'm sure Kwame Brown has access to resources to teach coding, to make sure kids get coding. I'm sure he does, but the young man is correct in pointing out that black boys aren't just underperforming as far as reading by themselves. Black children are underperforming. And I get what he was saying, well, which group of black boys? Now, it's interesting he took that route to say, well, which group of black boys are underperforming? And then on the screen, he had the NAEP. He said, look at the NAEP for the statistics, and then says, well, black children are underperforming. Well, which black? I mean, you kind of did the same thing. Am I tripping, or didn't he do the same thing he was calling them out for? But so because if somebody wanted to be nitpicking, well, which black children are underperforming? Now, I so happen to have the statistics pulled up, so we're gonna get into them. But it's just, what are we doing here, man? What are we doing here? Go ahead, Pat. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. Say it.
PC, you wanna? I went first last time. Go ahead, PC. I see you just wet your whistle. Go ahead, man.
Now, and I watched that clip a few times. Sometimes I think we're we just try to be so smart that we're stupid. That I don't understand what point he was trying to make, in regards to that, just dealing with what we just watched in that clip and in the response. I don't know what point he was trying to make in regards to, okay, if you want to say that you want more clarity in regards to who's performing at a fourth grade level,
I get that.
I understand that.
We with you on that. We with you on that, because I've even repeated that black boys read at a fourth grade level. So yeah, we need more clarity on that, because I've even said that.
Right. And so if it's propaganda, then where's your evidence to prove it to the contrary? Because if you're going to state that, then you should have some stats that you can pull up to specify which group it is. And if it's propaganda, then you should be able to use the evidence via some statistics, some research that's been done to show that it's not true that black boys are not reading at a fourth grade level, or if we want to specify which black boys it is. Academically, we know that the children are tested at 4 different levels, the standard testing.
Fourth
grade, 4th, 8th, and 12. So if you're talking about 12th graders not being able to read at a 4th grade level, I mean, when you think about it, if a child can't read a newspaper, they can't read at a 4th grade level. Right. Newspapers are printed at a 4th grade level. The New York Times, all the major newspapers are printed at a 4th grade level. That's because historically we come from a group of people, all Americans, who had the inability to read 100 years ago. So therefore, they had to simplify the verbiage in the newspapers in order to get a message across, unless they wanted to continue to use political comics, which we now affectionately refer to as comic strips. So if you want to make that argument that a child can't read a newspaper and that's going to be the gauge, fine. A graduate of high school, because they've removed the specifications over the last decade or so, where children no longer have to achieve a certain type of academic prowess in terms of graduating with a high school diploma. That you get, instead of getting a high school diploma, that you can get a certificate of completion. Basically stating we babysat you for 12 years, and here, here's your certificate because you completed the course, but you didn't complete it with the certification that we would normally give to a high school graduate. So there's a lot of different things that we can go by, but I just was back watching that shit gave me a headache. Because I was just, when I see us get animated like that, it's like we're really enthusiastic of trying to drive a point home. You just spend a whole lot of time not saying the damn thing. And I don't know the brother. So I don't want to, because people see this and then they take it somewhere else. That's not the point. I would give this critique to this brother if we were sitting in the same room. What's your point? You know what I'm saying? Because I think we just like nitpicking with other black people, and that's the shit I don't really get down with. I'll never see black people challenging non-blacks who cite the same statistics about these particular situations. If we want to talk about the fact that black children are struggling academically, that's no secret. That's been going on for I'm saying 5 to 6 decades, ever since integration took place. We if we want to talk about excuse me, we want to talk about what who was brother Kwame Brown was talking about in terms of introducing coding in STEM. Well, that's like teaching a language. The younger you start teaching a child a language, the quicker they are to pick up on it. Coding is a language. Understanding how to be an engineer in STEM is a language, sort of. So if you start teaching them at a younger age, then statistics have shown, stats have actually shown that those students who learn at a younger age are more adapt to becoming an engineer in society.
But it's like a moot point if you're talking about a man who has millions of dollars. This man has access to resources. This man has access to resources. Children can get coding. If Kwame Brown in his area want to make sure children get access to coding and be able to learn coding, Kwame Brown can do that. That's a moot point. A moot point, rather, how they say it.
We have grassroots folk. My brother Q Butter out of Brooklyn, who runs the Ziax Institute, is doing it as he has a homeschool initiative program that's been working. They just graduated 300 children last year in Atlanta. They are starting children off with STEM. I recently I told y'all before, he invited us to go to New York to have an all black science fair. And they're having another one in December. So if anybody's interested, December 16th, hit me up. They're having another one in Brooklyn, in December. But he had a 4-year-old who designed a car that ran off of AI. You know what I'm saying? A 4-year-old. So if you got a 4-year-old having cars run off of AI and voice command, things of that nature, then, and that's just an example. That's just a microcosm of what could happen if you expose our children to this at a young age. So I'm just trying to figure out what was the big, we get all mustered up and boisterous over, a point, you know what I'm saying, where we're about to have a conniption over nitpicking, you know what I'm saying? And then Tommy Sotomayor, come on, man. That man has met a brother that he doesn't get along with. So,
but especially if the point is trying to get at whether it's black boys are reading at a fourth grade level, or are black children not reading at proficient levels. That
well,
clip didn't help us get into that
right.
fully.
And to mention Kevin Samuel, excuse me, trying to clear my throat here. To mention Kevin Samuel, well, Kevin Samuels wasn't speaking to it from that perspective. When Kevin Samuels was speaking to it, Kevin Samuels was saying we don't invest in black boys, and to identify that black boys are reading at a fourth grade level, and when you go to their homes or their parents, typically they're being rewarded with like Jordans and video games and nice clothes, but nobody is spending time on teaching or investing into our boys. That was the point Kevin Samuels was making about it. So, it's also disingenuous to take those short little blurb and then try to create an argument around something without having the context. So we don't even know the full context of why Kwame Brown was having that discussion in the first place based on that clip. So,
Right. But I picked that clip because I like to start shit a little bit. But I like to have a fun way of getting into the point of us, ultimately talking about where are our children on this on the reading spectrum. Are our children doing horrible? Are our children doing great? Are they just behind? Is it historical? Like where do our children sit? Pat, what you got? Chime in, my brother.
No, I mean I agree with Pete. Matter of fact, when you shared it in the chat, because I usually don't watch them, but for whatever reason, I clicked on this because I like my reactions to be authentic. I clicked on this one and I put in the comments like I don't know what this dude is trying to say. Like I'm confused. Like what the hell is happening here? Because, sir, and like I give people the same energy they put out. You was all excited and animated to shit on the statistics, and then you turn around and presented your same dumbass point.
The same way.
Like, so and let's get into this. Like one specifically stupid point that you made, since black people love to bring up dumbass statistics, what I don't agree with. I don't disagree with. I do think black people like to hop on silly narratives, but I don't have a problem with somebody critiquing me the same way that I critique other people. So I'm giving you that same energy because you brought up a particularly dumbass point, which was when you said parents want schools to offer skills and services and things of that nature, when they should be offering that at home. Now, when it comes to general history, I agree with that. When we talk about skills-based learning, which is what reading is, that's a skill-based learning thing. If you can't read, can't teach you how to read. That's how that works. Coding is a skills-based learning thing. If a mother know how to code, they can't teach another mother how to code. Comprehension is a skills-based activity. If a mother comprehend, you feel the pattern. So you were asking parents who we know are struggling with reading, struggling with comprehension, and don't even really know what coding is to teach kids how to do these things. Bro, what the fuck smoking? Like, what is happening here? Did I miss the part of the conversation where we understood that black parents knew how to read, comprehend, and code at home? Like those were common skills in the black, because schools are supposed to provide things that a parent can't provide at home in terms of educational resources. And one of the benefits of having a public school, cool, you got dumbass parents like this dude's children do, then you can come to school and get non-dumbass learning from people that are educated and know how to do the shit that your dumbass parent don't know how to do. Like think, which this dumbass mother don't know how to do. I'm sorry, did I just get animated as a black person and hop all on top of a narrative that's dumb as hell and don't make sense, my apologies, brother. Here's what I'm saying. I don't know what you're saying. What the Dame Dash have to do with any goddamn thing? Dame Dash is an entrepreneur. And look, he's been pushing entrepreneurship the whole time. And his son, and they, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China, bro? What are you saying? What are you talking about? So, okay. So by that logic, children can only be what their parents are? Is that what you saying? So by that logic, your children are gonna be dumbass YouTubers.
You just want to start beef, huh? You just want to start beef.
I mean, I'm just curious. Like, nah, like he wants to say black people are dumb as hell, and we just be jumping on narratives and all this other shit, right? Like, if you're gonna critique somebody in that way, be cool with that smoke being thrown back at you. Is all I'm really getting at, bro. What you said, I'm not saying you didn't have a point. I'm saying you didn't make one.
All right, black children reading.
Oh, so anyways, all right, thank you, bringing it back.
That's what we're here for.
So when it comes to black children reading, it's not just black boys though. It's like
black children.
It's black children. I pulled up an article from Dr. Juwanza Kunjufu, who is also kind of one of the early propagators of the black boys failing to be adequately academically prepared. And he also has reports and studies and books and articles and informations and seminars talking about how black girls are also being failed. There's one in particular, I believe it was, why are only 18% of black females proficient in reading, written by Dr. Juwanza Kunjufu. So this is not an issue of just black boys. This is an issue where black children are being handicapped. I think the bigger issue here is one that PC was making with regards to the point that Kevin Samuels was making, which is that going back to the 50s and 60s, in particular the 60s and 70s, black women have been ushered into academic spaces, and they've been in terms of the community involvement and resources and support and social engagement, they've been pushed into college and higher educations and higher standards of academics. Meanwhile, black boys have been pushed into the area of trade schools and skills until all the way up until I say maybe about the 80s and 90s, where black boys stopped being pushed in any direction, which led us to the direction we're at now, where black women have still been ushered into college at high rates. And so they're getting these bachelor's degrees. And that's if we're looking at the statistics again, that's really where it stops. Because when you go to masters and PhDs, miraculously, black men catch up with women in terms of attainment. It's only in bachelor's degrees that black women are out attaining black men.